So ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure I welcome you to the League of Lamp Championship Press Conference to commemorate the 2016 season of the league. To begin, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Where's the flag? The flag.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. You won,
Was that
Last year, I stood before you and issued a challenge to every contender. A challenge to rekindle that competitive spirit and make the league great again. While the league and America listened. It started with a fierce 6-game Olympic competition to determine draft order, and things only heated up from there. After a long, hard-fought season, 19 of our 24 teams were in contention for the playoffs. We even had another trading scandal in Division A. They were coming alive. It was a historic and groundbreaking season for our league. We shattered the glass ceiling with our first ever female champion in Division A. And reached new milestones with our first ever mentally handicapped champion in Division A. This is something to be proud of. And with the good comes the bad and the ugly. For our second time in league history, we will crown our last place finishers with Lamp Turds of Shame. This season, last year's turd recipients will proudly relieve themselves of their turd duties and pass their shameful shits to their new owners. After 184 games and more than 36,000 points scored, we come here today to celebrate the triumphs of the season that was 2016. We begin with Division B. As always, we kick things off with the most horrific loser of all, our last place team. Truth be told, this team didn't have a bad start this year. All that changed when the team left a 5-week skid mark at the end of the season. What really put the fudge icing on this turd cake was losing by 2 points in the first round of consolation play to Mary. From there, it was lights out. We now invite Butler Brewers to step forward and accept his punishment.
Oh, he's passing the turd on.
There you go.
I'm speaking as Scott, as a newlywed. I'm married a little bit, and having a kid on the way. I would just like to tell everybody, didn't wear it really anytime. I lost it. Not here today. But I'm going to present it. Here is the turd. It's been altered a little bit.
There's a little bit more there.
It's, well, we had to de-smell it. It's something that,
That's nice.
yes,
Oh,
it
hell
has
stout.
and it is proudly presented and passed on. Thank God I don't have to wear it again because, as I said, I'm a newlywed and my child would not like a piece of shit.
There we go. You got to hand out the rest of them.
Did it have a no?
Yeah.
That's part of the newness?
This is the 4th time. Come on. We should know how it's right. It should be 4.
Let's say run right. No.
All right.
Run DSP.
Our next loser had back-to-back seasons in the playoffs, but this year the inevitable happened. Brian and Justin finally managed to put together decent teams so they didn't have to spend time on hers. It's okay. You can't always make the playoffs. It's okay. Congratulations on being a loser. Finishing in 11th place this season is Clueless Cricket head coach Chris Lampman.
Kiss the turd.
Do you want to read what it says out loud?
At least I tried.
Our next team came out of the gate with 2 quick wins, but then proceeded to lose her last 10 games. She claims to be royalty, but after this stinker of a season, she's more like the Princess of Porcelain Thrones. She did manage to earn 1 win in the playoffs to avoid last place, proving that some turds do float. Congratulations to our 10th place loser, Queen of Queens, head coach Meredith Schaefer.
Live via satellite.
Oh, I actually just got a Facebook alert.
Yep, she's on.
It says Mary wishes she could be here and she can't believe Harrison's 29 months and 17 days. He's actually wearing his big boy underwear. Magic of Facebook Live, everybody. Magic of Facebook Live. Our next team missed the playoffs for the first time in his league career. Kyle, where is he? Kyle. The championship trophy is like the hot girl in school. You flirted with her for a few years, now you build a good rapport, but you find yourself on the outside looking in. It's time to sack up and make some moves before you get in the championship friend zone. You may be a loser for now, but there's always next year. In 9th place is Kyle's clan. Alright, someone needs to call protective services on our next team because he repeatedly beats everyone in his family. The bad news for him is there are 8 other teams in the league. It's like, come on already. You beat your mom and your sisters, like, but there's other teams, you gotta move on. He did manage 1 non-family win at the end of the season, so things are looking up. But for now, he's still a loser. In 8th place is heavy metal team coach Scott Lampman. He pulled new husband duties and couldn't be here today. Our next team suffered from the smallest margin of defeat this season, averaging losses of 15 points or fewer. Her closest loss was by just 0.3 of a point. I guess she was going for the close but no cigar medal on that one. Perhaps if she spent as much time researching her matchups as she does posting on message boards, some of those L's would be W's. She managed to fight her way up to 7th in the playoffs to become the winner of the losers, but a loser nonetheless. But let's hear it for Dot's Dynamite team.
I'm trying to see what's going on. James, when did you get here? What was that, Napoleon?
Our next team went on a shopping spree during the playoffs when he thought he had found the answer to all his prayers. A.J. Green. Where's Brian? Do you remember how much you paid for him?
I don't know.
$65.
He was just an extra player. I don't think I played.
How many games did he play for you after that?
I don't know.
None.
$5 to
He
burn.
never returned. It was a bold move, but in the
I
end,
needed a quarterback. That's what I went wrong.
it was a bold move, but in the end, you're just the loser of the winners. And in 6th place is Brian's bench warmers. Was anybody actually watching?
Yes, Greg just said, who's operating the camera? I'm getting seasick. And Mary said, real funny, Jane. And Katie said, work it,
Magic of Facebook, everybody. All right.
Jen, you look for Craig.
Facebook Live.
All right, we're back.
What do you use as your social
More
media?
Yeah.
seasick for that.
Yeah. She didn't even have any wine yet. Our next team won 6 of their last 7 games to earn a playoff spot. Things were looking up for her until she got stepped on by this year's champion in the first round of the playoffs. Maybe if she had got involved with the team a little more instead of complaining on Facebook all the time, she'd have a shot at a championship. For now, she's just the loser in 5th place. Introducing Shake and Bake head coach Jamie Donovan.
Should I accept?
You did years ago.
We could all... Too soon, too soon. We could all learn a lesson from our next team, who wins the award for the least stressed coach of all time. Routinely leaving in players on bye weeks, making minimal waiver wire transactions, and still earning a bye in the first round of the playoffs. You can't get more relaxed than that. Unfortunately for him, this season he finds himself relaxing amongst the rest of the losers. In 4th place is Walter's super team. Next on our list is a team that picked up more players this year than a high-priced escort. With a stunning 43 transactions, he had the most moves of anyone in both leagues. This season he may be a loser, but at least he beat out his brother for third place. Let's hear it for Ryan's Rhinos head coach.
Anna? Yep. He gets an enema? Just left
Congratulations.
How are we gonna get next year's turd?
In second place is a team that makes this year's Johnny Manziel Memorial Award. After 2 seasons projected as number 1, he has squandered his opportunities, finishing 3rd and now 2nd. And just like Johnny, this head coach insists his team will be fine. Our second place finisher and first place loser this year is Hub City Knights head coach Eric Langman. Additionally, wait, don't sit down yet. We have a last-minute entry. The League of Lamp Division B would like to recognize one of its own for top medal ranking 2 years in a row. Last season, he earned 31 medals, and this season, he earned 26 medals, for a 2-year total of 57.
Hey, I had 27.
Hashtag alternative facts. Badass Eric, please come to receive your award.
What is that?
He gets the award.
You're a metalhead.
I cannot take the credit for that, gem.
Well, aren't you supposed to be on the other side of the border with that?
You look like the one going to
Ladies and gentlemen, this leaves one man standing. Make that one woman standing. At least that makes one woman who's able to win something this year. Last year, she suffered the most devastating loss in league history. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and they are correct. She fought her way through this season to get back in the playoffs, and there was no turning back from there. She won the championship by 40 points, making sure this victory was stat correction proof. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the undisputed 2016 League of Lamp Division B World Champion, Missy's Minecrafters.
To carry back.
Alright, we'll now let her address her league.
You gotta make these speeches now.
You're up.
Can you look what these in my backpack?
Do you have a step stool?
I need one more thing at my house. Speech.
Could you stand up?
I'm going to make this very quick. I wrote my ideas on my Dunkin' Donuts receipt on the way up here. Although you stole all my points that I was going to talk about. So, first I'll start by thanking James, actually Uncle Jim, for being the commissioner of our league. As you mentioned, I'm very proud to be the first woman on one of these trophies. Let's not let it stop here, ladies.
I saw you on TV at the March in the City.
Yeah, last year was pretty heartbreaking. I'm still waiting for Aunt Dot to text me and let me know I didn't win this year either. So don't call me this is it. I'm not giving it back. So don't call me 5 days from now and say there's been a 40-point stat correction, because I'm not. Also, it seems to be a pattern that siblings win. So if your brother or sister win, feel good, because maybe the next year you're next. We went with Walter and Ryan, right? My brother stole it from me last year, and here I am. I will say I was going to give up. Week 3, right? I told my husband I think I was in 11th place. I said, that's it, I'm quitting. I'm done. I don't care about my team this year, but good thing I didn't give up. And finally, when I was trying to think what I was going to do to be, kind of get up here and talk, I said, well, maybe I'll dress like my big star on my team. But, I couldn't wear that belly shirt that Zeke wears, so I thought it would be the best for this crowd to leave that one at home. So, thank you very much. I will proudly take home my trophy and gloat about it tomorrow at work, and that's it.
You don't get one of those.
Hey, I'll put that healthy back in my house. Do you actually have a house?
Any questions for our champion before she,
Bucket cup.
No question.
she's not accepting questions at this time, thank you very much.
Anyway,
You can shout it quick if you want.
Matty Ice has a question.
What
Ask a question.
Did she still get the loser pin?
Yeah, you can wear it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, as we now shift gears to begin Division A, I do so with a heavy heart. After what appeared to be such a promising draft, I was confident in my team. They were stars. So I decided to take the laissez-faire approach and let them do their magic on their own without much guidance. Well, all that was said and done, I only ended up laissez-fudged. There's a lot of kids in this front row. As the loser of all losers, I am now ready for my punishment. Bring on the turd.
Family thing.
It's getting a little choked up. I bonded with this turd. Went through a lot of lame and outings. Sorry, excuse me. Don't film this. I put it in a turd bag. That's where it belongs. You're gonna have to hold this. And I'm glad you brought up sack. Because I added something a little different to the turd this year. Corn. Nothing like a black pill for balls. Black nuts. To go with and I just hope this makes it to a wedding. I am now saying that I will renew my vows just so this makes it to some sort of wedding. Just so you know the responsibilities that come with wearing that turd.
These balls are heavy.
That's what she said. Just want you to know there's a lot of responsibility that goes with wearing shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, so. A lot of responsibility. I took it. Stop it. Fuck you.
It's a family show. It's a family show.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize the mic was on. Shut it off. I thought.
Yes, officer.
Wear it with pride. I know you do.
After.
Alrighty, the turd of shame, everybody.
You may have to start presenting those before the press conference starts.
After
At a
10 p.m.
location.
Yeah.
That's a great picture.
All right, moving right along. Yes, making that end as quickly as possible. Our next team thought she would run away with the season after drafting Adrian Peterson in the first round. In week 2, the chance at the championship was torn from her hands almost as badly as Peterson's meniscus. You might be a loser, but at least you aren't wearing this lovely number. In 11th place is I Still Love Peyton, head coach Sarah Grenier.
James, I think we just have to, Katie said it's her lifelong dream to date the turd.
Well, she'll be very happy. All right.
You sure she said it was the turd, right? Not the other thing?
Yeah. I thought she's happy to have one of these. All right. This is what happens when you let Brian out the microphone.
Last place ever now.
All right.
Only get bigger from here.
Well, our next team was desperate to fight his way out of the shadow of his perfect season and get back into the spotlight. He changed his team name, coined a new team logo, and even untucked his shirt. As it turns out, there isn't even enough magic in Craig's balls to help his team return to its former glory. This season's 10th place loser is Balls of Fury head coach Kevin Lampman. Up next is a team that either needs to make big moves and kick ass, or start being like laughably bad. Because he's finished either 6 or 7 in one league, and then 6 and 7 the other seasons. He's made the playoffs twice. He just missed them twice. He's like the reality TV show star who starts off good, but under the radar. And then as the season goes, he starts slowly building up momentum. And just as you think like, oh, he's got a shot, boom, he's eliminated. But before he goes, he politely thanks everyone for their time and rides off into the sunset. Finishing in 9th place this year is Game Time head coach Rich Lampman.
Thank you.
In his 2nd season with the league, our next team started off hot at 4-0. Unfortunately for him, he gave Sarah her 2nd win late in the season to close the door on playoff hopes. And while you did beat Kevin twice this season, let's be honest, at this point it's like taking candy from a baby and then punching the baby in the face. But let's congratulate our 8th place loser, Deep Thought, head coach Walt Lamon. After draft day, our next team thought he had assembled a team that would elevate him to another championship. Gronk, Freeman, Newton, and Gordon were his first 4 picks. After a second look, it turned out he built his team on a foundation worse than the one his house was built on. He managed to put together some wins in the consolation bracket to become the winner of the losers, but it was too little too late. In 7th place is Ground and Pound head coach Kevin Coyle. Next is a team that always manages to put together a decent season. He's made it to the playoffs 3 years in a row now. He's also finished in 6th place 3 years in a row now. It appears once his team makes the playoffs, they realize they were born to run, but straight into a wall. Congratulations on another year as the loser of the winners. In 6th place is E Street Nation head coach Mark Tomasco. Oh, I see you've traded off cameraman. All right, our next team should be called the Spoiler Alerts because they finished exactly where they were projected to, 5th. In fact, he scored only 3 points shy of his draft day projection. And they say projections are crap, right? Too bad for him, they projected him to be a loser. And in 5th place this season is King of Beer, head coach Justin Schaefer. We're outside for our fallen homies. All right. This next loser thought he had engineered the ultimate fantasy team after having only 1 week where he scored less than 100 points all season long. Unfortunately for him, it happened again in the semifinals, resulting in a loss by 107 points. We haven't seen a police officer beating an inner city kid this badly since, well, I guess it's a common thing. Our 4th place loser is Toronto Tweakers head coach Craig Lampman. And with a record of 9-2, with a record of 9-2, it looked like this team had the league in the palm of his hand. Trouble was, he then had to go get a ring put on that finger, and he was never able to recover. In 3rd place is Charm City Hood Rats head coach Dan Ferruggio. Here on his behalf is the all-powerful man behind the curtain, Uncle Steve.
He didn't get 5 tight ends this year, right?
That you know of.
Oh, it's a family show. Our next team looked to return to his winning form this season. He quickly started controversy with a deceptive trade deal and faced the first ever league disciplinary sanctions. He isn't here today because he's still pleading his case in League Appeals Court. This year's 2nd place finisher and 1st place loser is Mr. Lampman, head coach Pat Granieri.
That's him dialing it.
The camera's shaky. Can you tell them I'm off screen?
That was second?
Yes.
The Daily News.
Yes. All right.
Pick it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, just pick it up and hang it up.
Yeah.
The Daily News is called.
What if
Who's this?
Not here. Joe Mazzanuts.
You make the 5 times enough.
Oh, is she Facebook Living also?
It's easier the other way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this leaves us with one team left. Last season, this team received a lamp turd of shame, and that was all the motivation he needed. He scored the most points across both leagues and was the #1 seed in the playoffs. He destroyed his competition in the semis and vowed not to let Mr. Lampman defeat him again in the finals. Scoring 185 points, he took the title by the largest margin of victory yet to stand before you today as a champion. It takes a big man to go undefeated, but it takes a bigger man to go from worst to first. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the 2016 League of Lamp Division A World Champion, Bacon Bits, head coach Brian Donahue.
What?
Rose petals.
Screw you. The champion. Oh, you got another speech?
Yeah.
I haven't testified this much.
Against our better judgment, we'll let the champion have the mic.
Yeah. And you're live for all of Facebook to see, so curb your
I woke up the day after the day I won, and I went to the bathroom, and I normally just go to the bathroom, but I noticed that day I peed excellence, and I knew something was different. I didn't know what it was.
Wait till you get older.
And then I looked at the stats, and I had destroyed Pat. And who other than in this family to destroy than Pat? It meant a lot. But it hurt me even more to give the black balls, the black sack, because it rhymes, and the turd of shame away. Okay, my good friend, Drake, who I have to say that for court reasons, Drake, okay, screw him and his keep away order. I started at the bottom, now my whole effing team is here. The letter after E. No bad words. It's family.
Show.
Kickoff is almost.
I know.
Come on, Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
You had the over on the speech.
2 minutes. We got 500 on you going over 2 minutes.
I won it, I was last!
You'll still be last.
I'm always last in your hearts, but I at least have something once. Once!
We start walking
And
out.
Jamie, you can't take this away from me. Can't take it away. I won! And it is going, if anybody wants any pictures of my children,
It's time to start
it's
playing
going
the
where
music like
we
the other
have our kids' pictures gone. This is now
Cut the
gone.
commercial. Cut the commercial.
Christmas card.
Thank you to nobody but myself, because I did it on my own.
I'm not even going to ask if any brave soul has questions. I think we got all the answers right there. All right, so that will conclude our press conference for the day. Quick announcements. We're going to do team photos afterwards, so don't go anywhere if you're in the league. We're going to do some quick pictures. We're going to open up round 2 of the box. If you haven't gotten round 1, hurry up and rush in the room in the back.
James,
No.
news alert.
Otherwise,
Lucille called 2 for her and 2 for Sam.
okay. So we have 4 more to put in, but then we're opening up for second round. And then we have.
That's my speech.
Oh, he's been done for hours. And then we also have an announcement from Walt that the Daytona is in February 22nd this year?
26th.
26th this year.
The regular.
If anybody's interested in going, it's the beefsteak that they do at Sharky's. He's got all the info there if you're interested. And yeah,
Florida.
Daytona, yeah.
That
We go all the way to
beef,
Florida.
chicken wings.
But that will conclude our press conference for the day. So thank you all for coming. We'll see you